Hello students, a very warm welcome in the video lecture presentation series of plant ecology. I am Dr. Deepak Koche, heartily welcoming you all in the second lecture of this presentation series, and the title of this lecture is Atmosphere, a very common and most basic aspect of ecology. So today we will see what exactly is the Earth's atmosphere, how what exactly it contains, what are different components of this particular atmosphere, how it is important for our life, that means how it is life supportive, that all we will see one by one. So starting with the Earth's atmosphere basic features. So in general it is defined as the surrounding gaseous mantle of our globe, our planet, our mother earth. It is called as the atmosphere. It is the mantle of air. It consists of different gases, and these entire covering of gases along with water vapors and some SPM, suspended particulate matter, it composes the atmosphere. Now this atmosphere is extending up to about 1600 kilometers above the surface of earth, and about 99% of the total gaseous mass of this atmosphere, it is confined only to 32 kilometers above the earth's surface. That means mostly it is consisting of the first layer and then a little bit in second layer. Okay, second layer of the atmosphere. So what exactly is the importance is that it protects us from harmful radiations that are coming from the sun, and it also protects us from the fragile vacuum of the universe or the space. It helps us to recycle water and other chemical components which are very essential. It also maintains the lively conditions on this planet Earth, and it also supports the living organisms on this planet. Okay. Now see, as I had already told you that this atmosphere is composed of number of gases. All these gases, when you see, they are classified into two different groups: major gases and minor gases or trace gases. No, trace gases. It is not trace gases. Minor gases. Okay. So the major gases, it includes nitrogen around 78%, oxygen 20.9 or around 21%, and argon, it is 0.9%. Okay. Now see, this particular nitrogen, oxygen and argon, these are generally composed around 99.8% of the total atmospheric gaseous composition. Okay, only remaining 0.2%, it is the trace gases. Okay, now these particular trace gases are carbon dioxide mostly. Of this, if we consider 0.2% as 100%, then from this 100%, 93.49% is the carbon dioxide. Okay, 4.67% is neon, 1.29% is the helium, then 0.44% is methane, 0.07% is nitrous oxide, and 0.010% is ozone. So this is the composition of different gases in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is made up of different gases, water vapors and the dust particles, as I had already told you. Okay, the composition of the atmosphere is not static. This is one of the important things, is that if we are saying that it is composed of number of gases, but at one places the composition may be differ from the another place. So it depends in the changing environmental on the changing environmental conditions according to the time and place. The composition of the atmosphere has given in the numerical ways. Mostly the minor gases, it has been given in ppmv, that is part per million by volume. Now we will see how this particular gases or the atmosphere is arranged above the surface of the planet. Okay, now it has been identified that these gases makes layers. Okay, in the atmosphere 5 different layers are there: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. Okay, going one by one, around 7.6 or 8 kilometer to 18 kilometer, there is one thinnest layer of gases that is called as the troposphere. Okay, it is followed by stratosphere, that is around 50 kilometer from the surface, but when we consider that the troposphere is from 8 to 18 kilometer, then 18 kilometer up to the 50 kilometer it is stratosphere. Then from 50 to 80 kilometer it is mesosphere, and from 80 to 500 kilometer it is the thermosphere, and above that it is the exosphere. Now I have already told you that the gaseous matter are around 99% of the gases are present within the limit of 32 km from the surface of Earth. That means it covers mostly the troposphere and a part of stratosphere. Now most important thing of stratosphere is that in stratosphere the rest of the gases are lesser, but the content of ozone is very high. Okay, it is one of the most important gaseous covering, gaseous layer or gaseous mantle you can say, and a separate gaseous layer that protect us from the ultraviolet radiations coming from the sun. Okay, and again after stratosphere there is mesosphere and then thermosphere. Now in thermosphere and exosphere the very rare gases are found, very little amount of gases are found, and if sometimes they are found, most of the time they are found in the ionic forms. Okay, therefore it is also called as the ionosphere. Okay, now here I had tried to give you the idea about the temperature across the atmospheric layers. We had already seen that the normal distribution of gases is found in the troposphere. It is followed by the stratosphere, where oxygen is reduced and ozone is in more content. Okay, in mesosphere mostly inert gases are found. Okay, and in thermosphere mostly the gases are very rare, but if they are present they are in their ionic forms, and in exosphere there is no gas. Okay, so it has been found that, it has been noted that the temperature start to decrease when we start from the base to the troposphere. At the tropopause the temperature is around below 50 degrees centigrade, and then in stratosphere it start to again increase. Okay, but when it reaches to the stratopause it also start to decrease up to the mesopause, and then afterward it start to increase, and in the thermosphere and exosphere the temperature may be ranging from about 500 to 1500 degrees centigrade. Okay, now when we understand the composition of this particular atmosphere, their structure, how the atmospheric layers are arranged one by one: troposphere, stratosphere, mesospheres and thermosphere and exosphere, and separated by the specific transitional zones. That likewise the troposphere and stratosphere, they are separated by the tropopause, then stratosphere and mesosphere, they are separated by the stratopause, then mesosphere and thermosphere, they are separated by the mesopause, and thermosphere and exosphere, they are separated by the thermopause. So they are having the separate layering. They are having their unique atmospheric or gaseous composition, as well as some unique features. Now we will see each layer, what is the importance and what is the composition of the each layer. Okay, few important features that we will see regarding the each layer of atmosphere. So first one, troposphere. Now we have seen that it is the lowermost layer of atmosphere and it is thinnest of all. It composes around 90% of the total atmospheric gases. Okay, it is about 18 km at equatorial zone, while 8 km, 7.6 to 8 km at polar region and in plains. Temperature, it is found to be decrease with increase in altitude, that is 6 degrees centigrade per kilometer. It decrease is found. At the top of the troposphere, it is below minus 50 degrees centigrade. This layer contains a high amount of water vapors and dust. The air never remains static in this particular layer, therefore it is called as the changing sphere. Boundary between troposphere and stratosphere is called as the tropopause. Okay, the next layer is stratopause. It extends from around 10 km to 50 km above the Earth's surface. It appears less dense than the troposphere, as it has the less water content. The temperature increases with the increasing altitude. Almost no major gases are found in this particular higher region of this particular stratosphere, but in the lower region you generally found some of the gases are there. Okay, and it is also having horizontal layer of one of the important gas, that is called as the ozone layer. Okay, the upper boundary is called as the stratopause, and this layer absorbs most of the unwanted radiations from the sun. It is most important. It is the protective layer as it contains the ozone. Again, the third one is the mesosphere. This layer extends from 50 km to the 80 km above the ground level, and it here you may found very less amount of the gases. Okay, temperature decreases at the altitude increase, and the upper boundary is called as the mesopause. The most important feature in this particular mesosphere is that the temperature near the mesopause, it is around minus 100 degrees centigrade, and the unique thing is that meteors and falling stars can be seen burning in this particular mesosphere. The next one is the thermosphere. This thermosphere is above mesosphere up to 500 km from the surface. Okay, the temperature increases with altitude. It contains electronically charged particles, hence also called as the ionospheres. It is readily absorbs solar radiations. Temperature may reach up to 1800 degrees centigrade. Okay, this layer reflects radio waves, and hence it has been utilized for the radio transmission. The uppermost one is the exosphere. It is extended from above the 500 km and up to infinity. It does not have any outer limit. The gases are very rare, or absolutely no gases, and no gravitational force can be seen in this particular. The satellite orbit through these layers, and radio communication is possible through these particular radio waves which are found in this particular spheres. Okay, so this is the basic regarding this particular structure of the atmosphere. Now we had already seen that this atmosphere is composed of number of gases. So we will see that there are some important gases which has the major role in supporting life on this planet. So the first gas, that is the nitrogen, which is around 78% in the atmosphere. So it is abundant in atmosphere. It is and also important for the living organisms. But the living organisms cannot utilize the atmospheric nitrogen directly. Okay, this is the most important problem. So for that, this atmospheric nitrogen must have to fixed in the soil, either by nitrogen fixing bacteria or some Bruggellian algae, or by symbiotic association between the leguminous plants or the other plants and the bacteria. So likewise it has to fix in the soil first, and then it is transferred to the plants, okay, and then from plants, that is producer, to the consumer level, okay. And further it becomes the important component of your nucleic acid, or nucleic acid, that is nucleic acid, you know, that is RNA and DNA, they are composed of nitrogenous bases, and nitrogen is one of the basic component of nitrogen bases, okay. The next one, it is oxygen. Now this oxygen is essential gas for all the living organisms which are aerobic in nature, that which shows the aerobic respiration, okay, because for aerobic respiration they need the oxygen. And it could also be related with the ozone layer formation. Ozone layer is again very important because it protects from the dangerous ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun, okay. Then another one is the carbon dioxide. Now this carbon dioxide, though it is this trace gas, but it has highly important for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process of food synthesis, and it is very essential for the life on this planet, because without food one cannot live, and without carbon dioxide there is no photosynthesis or the food synthesis. So it is one of the most important requirement for the photosynthesis, okay. Then the next one is the water vapors. It contains water in the form of water vapors, and it is responsible for all kind of precipitation on the planet, which is required for the all the living organisms, including plants, animals and crops that we will take. Everywhere it is very essential. So hope I had tried to explain this concept of atmosphere, its composition, its structure of atmosphere, the importance of important gases, up to my knowledge, okay. Hope it will help you for your preparation. If you have any query, you can comment me. We will try to solve it, and we will again meet you soon for the next lecture in the series. Till then, goodbye.